What's going on, people? It's your boy Tots back again for another preview show. Happy New Year to you guys. Hopefully you had a good New Year's Eve. But let's get into the big game. New Year's Day. We need to start off right. Arsenal versus Brentford. Brentford obviously at home. And yeah, let's get into the preview. Obviously, before I get into it, like, share, subscribe. The channel's growing a little bit, man. We're getting there, man. That 500 is nearly there. Come on. We can do it. But yeah, man, let's get into the game. Let's get into the team news and all of that good stuff. Brentford are hopeful the goalkeeper Mark Flecken, who went off injured in a goalless draw against Brighton, will be fit to play. Obviously, that's their best goalkeeper, so they're hoping that he could be back. That'll be a big, obviously, plus for Brentford. But defender Ben Mee faces a couple of weeks out after limping off in that fixture. So they did have a couple of injuries during that game, which obviously could cost them in future games going forward. Zinchenko, who hasn't played for almost a month because of a calf issue, could feature after being an unused substitute in the win over Ipswich. Now, for me, I don't think, me personally, he should be playing in this game for the simple fact that Lewis Miles Skelly, my baller, man. I love this guy. This guy is so sick. He's cold, bro. Like, this guy's so good. 18 years old. Yeah, he's just coming to the team and, like, bro, you're looking at him thinking, this guy is a starter. And the performance he's putting in the last 2-3 games, it's been so cool, collective on the ball. Good defensively as well. Only 18, strong on the ball as well. And he's got a bit of bite, a bit of steel about him. Obviously, you've seen him confronting Calvin Phillips in the last game against Ipswich, which I absolutely loved as well. So, yeah, for me, Lewis Skelly starts at left back for me. Raheem Sterling's knee injury is not as serious as it initially feared, but this game is likely to come too soon. Yeah, obviously, we don't know how long he's going to be out for. Obviously, Arteta said it's not as bad as first feared, but you're probably thinking it's still going to be 2 or 3 weeks before he's available to play. Ben White and Tomiyasu remain out with injuries, while Bukayo Saka is recovering from a hamstring injury. So yeah, Bukayo Saka's just had surgery. Yeah, it could be out for a range of 3 to 6 months. Me personally, I don't think we should risk him or rush him back. Just let him heal naturally. Yeah, and we definitely need to get a forward in January. Luckily for us, if there was a time for him to get injured in that out the season, like before January, is obviously ideal for us for the simple fact that we can actually replace him in the market. If you would have done this, obviously, start of February, he would have been out for the season, and we would have to just carry on how we were. So yeah, good that we can obviously try and replace him. But yeah, let's get into the match facts, man. Arsenal unbeaten in their last 6 games against Brentford in all competition, winning 5 of those games. Obviously, I remember the 1-1 we had, which shouldn't have been a 1-1. The goal they scored, Ivan Toney was obviously offside, and the ref forgot to draw the lines. But that's the only game we've dropped points. We've beat them every single time at Brentford, apart from the first game they had when they beat us 2-0, which is obviously their first game in the Premier League. But we've won 5 out of the last 6 fixtures since then. So yeah, the Gunners have won their last 3 away fixtures against Brentford, like which I said, in all competitions without conceding a goal. Obviously, we beat them 3-0. 1-0 and 1-0. The Bees' last win against Arsenal was that 2-0 victory in August 2021, which I just said. And it came in their first top-flight match for 74 years. That's actually mad. Brentford have just won 1 of their last 5 league games, drawing 1 and losing 3. Brentford have won 5 home league games in a row before losing to Nottingham Forest in their most recent one. Nottingham Forest, man, you got to put some respect on their name. They're going to teams away from home. You see they beat Everton, who obviously had a draw with Chelsea and Man City and Arsenal, beat them 2-0. Gone to Brentford, who were unbeaten all season at home, beat them 2-0. So yeah, you got to put respect on Nottingham Forest's name. Since beating Newcastle 4-2 on December the 7th, Brentford have just scored just 1 goal in 3 games. So they're void of goals, man. They need obviously a bit of a lift. Thomas Frank's team are one of the 2 sides yet to keep a clean sheet at home in the Premier League this season. I didn't even know that, along with Ipswich. So that's good. That's a good omen, man. That means that obviously we can at least score a goal, because they do leak some at the back. I am hoping as well, to be fair, they come out and attack like they had been doing against Newcastle, against Leicester, because I do think we will open them up if they give us load of space like they have been doing in previous games. But I've got a feeling they'll probably change their tactics a bit. They have won their first league game in each of the last 5 calendar years, and all beaten in the last 6 played on New Year's Day, winning 4, drawing 2. Brian Mbeumo has been involved with 14 goals in the last 15 Premier League London derby, scoring 12. Bro, he scored 12 goals in 15 Premier League London derby. That's a mad thing. Record, yeah, bro, I love him at Arsenal, man. He's a quality player. Arsenal are unbeaten in 11 matches in all competitions, winning 8, drawing 3. The Gunners have taken 18 points from their last 8 Premier League games. Only leaders Liverpool have won more in that period. Mikel Arteta's side have conceded 16 Premier League goals this season, the fewest in the top flight. However, Arsenal haven't kept a clean sheet away in their last 7 Premier League away games. I think it's up until Spurs is the last game we've kept an away clean sheet. This will be Arsenal's 9th consecutive top flight game in London. 5 at home, 4 away, the longest such run in their league history. They were unbeaten in all 10 of their London Premier League derbies in 2024, winning 8, drawing 2. Also have lost their first game in only one of the last 9 calendar years, winning 6, drawing 2, going down 2-1 at home to Man City, and we should have won that game as well. Havertz has been involved in 8 goals in his last 8 London derbies, scoring 6 and providing 2, which is obviously decent from him. Yeah, man. Like I said before, head to head, the last 3 obviously fixtures, Arsenal winning 2-1 on March 9th, 2024. Then winning 1-0 away, Kai Havertz with both winning goals in both of those games last minute, and then winning 1-0 away in the League Cup in September. Yeah, that was Reece Nelson. Crazy. Since winning 2-0 against Arsenal in their first Premier League game in August, Brentford are winless in the last 5 games, drawing 1 and losing 4. Arsenal have won their last 3 away games against Brentford in all competitions that conceded a single goal. They last won 4 consecutive away games against an opponent while keeping a clean sheet against Sunderland between 2003 and 2008. Mad. In a run stretching back to the 1-1 draw at Chelsea, November, this is Arsenal's 9th consecutive league game to be played in London, which is mad. Brentford have won their last, they're also the last Brentford's last defeat on New Year's Day was against Swansea in 2007. And yeah, I think that's it really. Arsenal remain unbeaten in all 10 London derbies. Said that already. They scored 5 goals plus goals in 5 of those 10 matches, as many as they had in the previous 117 such games. That is a mad. Bro, some of these stats are crazy, man. Coming into the round of matches, Brentford are 1 or 2 sides yet to keep a clean sheet. Yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much it, man. In terms of obviously the stats and whatnot. But yeah, in terms of obviously the game, how things going to go, yeah, man, we need to win. We need to win. Chelsea lost again against Ipswich. Unexpected. Didn't think they'd lose that game. But I'm so glad they did. Obviously, Man United, they're losing all the time. Man City actually won a game, beating Leicester 2-0 away from home, and Liverpool obviously won their game. So, yeah, we need to keep, obviously, the pressure on to Liverpool. Well, this is going to be a difficult game. Brentford have got a plethora of attacking options. They play good football as well. But to be fair, I am hoping that they come with that approach that, we can beat Arsenal. Let's stick it on them, because I do feel like if we're on it, we can pick apart. Obviously, they're missing Ben Meat as well, and they could possibly be missing Flacken as well in goal, which is obviously their best keeper. So, yeah, I'm hoping that we could cause them some damage, man. But I do feel like Brentford will probably change their tactics a bit, and it'll be a tight game. They do like scoring goals. I'm going to go. Well, actually, let me see. Let me have a think what my team would be, actually. So it would be Raya in goal, Timber at right back, Gabriel Saliba. This is obviously barring any last-minute injuries. Lewis Skelly keeps his place. He's been fantastic. Then in midfield, this is the tricky one for me, because when Rice is at the 6, we look so much better defensively in terms of we don't concede many shots. There's no coincidence against Fulham when he was in a double pivot with Jorginho, and against Ipswich and against Everton, even though obviously we didn't win the Everton game. Going the other way, the opposition get nothing. Like, nothing. And I know, obviously, we're dominating the ball and whatever, and we don't look... And this is the most frustrating bit, because going forward, we don't look great. But defensively, one thing you can say, them 3 games in particular, that Ray, he's not had nothing to do. Like, he was unlucky to obviously concede the goal against, obviously, Jimenez. That was like a massive, obviously, low expected goal ratio from that point. That obviously Jimenez was at, but obviously managed to get into the bottom corner. But all of that, Fulham had no other real chances I can remember. Everton had nothing. Don't think he had a shot on target. Neither did Ipswich. So yeah, that's with Rice at the 6. But then you lose something obviously going forward. Now when Partey's at the 6, we look better going forward. But defensively, man, we look like we can get got at. Sorry, like that Crystal Palace game, they had 3 or 4. And this is what I'm saying. It's mad. That Crystal Palace game. Was obviously sandwiched in between that. Obviously, it was after the Everton and the Fulham game, and look at the difference between obviously having Rice at the 6 and Partey at the 6. Like, Crystal Palace could have scored 3 or 4 goals. Like, literally, no cap. But yeah, it was obviously more a game where it was back and forth. But then we ended up scoring 5 with obviously Partey in the 6. So yeah, I don't know, man. I think I'll probably go Partey, Rice in the 8, and then obviously Odegaard, and just have Rice trying to cover Partey as much as possible, so it's not so end to end. But obviously, we do need to try and score some goals. And then for me, I would go Havertz up front, Jesus on the right, and Trossard on the left, I say, and bring Martinelli on as a sub. That's what I would go for. Now, I don't think he's going to go for that team. I think he's going to make a few changes. Don't be surprised if you see Jorginho come in. Don't be surprised if you see Calafiori come in. But the simple fact that we've got Brighton literally 3 days later, and then we've got a League Cup game. So I feel like he's going to think, well, we've got 3 games in a week. Let me rotate a few players here and there, even though obviously they've been playing well, but let me put them in and out. So obviously we're not playing the same team 3 games in a row, 4 games in a row. Because obviously you get more injuries, get burnout, whatever. So I do feel like he'll make a few changes. Whether he makes the right ones and whether he makes the ones that could cost us, obviously, the 3 points, I don't know. But we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, that's been the preview. Obviously, the stats and all that good stuff. Please like, share, subscribe, and do all that good stuff. Obviously, I'll be back later for the watch along. Stay tuned to that. But yeah, it's been your boy Tops. It's been the preview show. Like and subscribe, do all that good stuff. And until then, don't hate the player, hate the game. I'm out.